It was a slow Tuesday at the KFC, just a block from our house. The kind of day where the smell of fried chicken hangs heavy in the air, and the hum of small talk feels like a warm blanket. For me and my little brother, Tommy, this place was our sanctuary. Tommy's 14, born with a condition that makes his hands shake and his words come out slow, like they're wading through thick syrup. But his heart, it's the gentlest thing you'll ever know. He doesn't ask for much, just one thing every week: crispy fries, a root beer, and our corner booth by the window. That's our ritual, our slice of peace in a world that's not always kind. That day, Tommy was wearing his favorite denim jacket, frayed at the sleeves, with a tiny American flag pin on the collar. He stood in line, gripping his tray with both hands, his face a mask of focus as he tried not to spill his fries. I watched from our booth, hands folded, ready to jump up if he needed me. But he didn't want help. Not today. He wanted to prove he could do it. When his eyes flicked to me, he flashed the smallest, proudest smile. That's when I saw her. She walked in like she owned the place, a woman in a crisp white suit, designer handbag gleaming, her posture screaming judgment. Her name, I'd later learn, was Vi Wyan. Vi Wyan's eyes locked on Tommy like he was something she'd scrape off her shoe. I didn't know her yet, but my gut twisted, a warning that this woman was trouble. She didn't just walk in. She invaded, her heels clicking sharply on the tile, each step a deliberate threat. The whole restaurant felt it. People glanced up, sensing the shift. Her platinum bob was ironed flat, her white blazer spotless, and that pearlescent bag looked like it cost more than my rent. When she sneered at Tommy, disgust crawling across her face, I shot to my feet, fists clenched before I even realized it. "Of course," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "They let filthy little invalids eat here." My heart slammed against my ribs. Tommy's hands shook harder, fries rattling on his tray, but he didn't look at her. He looked at me and smiled again, smaller this time, like he was begging me to stay calm. Vi Wyan stepped closer, barking, "Do you hear me? Do you people even know basic hygiene? What if you drop something? What if you touch something?" I moved fast, but not fast enough. She shoved past the guy in front of her, pointed at the cashier, and snapped, "I won't order a damn thing until that creature is gone. Your VY OLADing health codes just by letting him in." The restaurant went dead silent. Even the friars seemed to pause. I stood behind her now, breathing through my teeth. "Say another word." I growled, my voice low but sharp. "Say one more word, and you'll wish you ordered takeout." She turned, her eyes widening for a split second before she laughed a brittle, fake laugh, like something you'd hear at a snooty fundraiser. "Oh, please. Are you his handler? What is this, some pity day?" She glanced back at Tommy, still clutching his tray like it was his lifeline. "He shouldn't even be out here," she spat. "He belongs in a care center with walls and locks." That was it. The storm inside me broke. I stopped caring about consequences, about how much damage I could cause. Vi Wyan shifted her weight, her heels scraping the floor, her eyes hollow, like Tommy wasn't even human to her anymore. He didn't flinch when she stepped closer, too focused on keeping his tray steady. That's when she kicked him hard, right in the shin, a quick, brutal strike. His knees buckled. The tray flew, fries scattering like confetti, root beer splashing in a foamy arc. Then worse, his head hit the tile with a wet thud I'll never forget. Gasps erupted. A woman shrieked. Someone cursed. A phone clattered to the ground, but no one moved. Vi Wyan stood over Tommy, smug, one heel planted beside his ribs, dusting off her sleeve like she'd just taken out the trash. "Maybe now he'll learn not to embarrass himself in public," she hissed. I didn't think. I didn't breathe. I moved. I shoved the table so hard it crashed into the wall, chairs screeching as people scrambled. My voice cut the air. "Get away from him now." She didn't. She laughed, that same shrill, poisonous laugh, and then she grabbed Tommy by the hair, trying to lift his head like a trophy. "Let's see what kind of family lets trash like this eat out." Something snapped in me, something deep and old. I charged, my legs MOVYing before I could process the screams behind me. "Get your hands off him," I roared. Vi Wyan glanced up, slow, entitled. "Oh, please," she scoffed. "Are you his keeper now? Your little pet can't handle fast food without super VY shown. I didn't answer. My throat burned with something beyond anger. I reached the counter, my hands snatching a cold, unopened Coke can left on a tray. It felt heavy, perfect in my palm. Back away, I said, my voice low, every syllable a warning. She jerked Tommy's head to provoke me. Touch me, she spat. And I swear. Crack. I swung. The can slammed into her forehead with a sickening pop, the aluminum crumpling. Her head snapped back, her feet lifting off the ground for a split second. The impact silenced the room. Blood and root beer mixed on the tiles beneath her. VY and staggered, dropped Tommy and collapsed, knocking over a tray stand. Gasps echoed. Phones rose, recording. Some covered their mouths, others didn't. She tried to sit up, slurring, ketchup sliding down her cheek. He's not trash, I growled, standing over her, the dented can still in my grip. He's better than you'll ever be. I dropped the can beside her face. It rolled, tapped her lip, and in that moment I felt only clarity. VY didn't stay down. She groaned, rolled on her side, blood trickling into her eye. You'll pay for this, she rasped. You assaulted a lady. I was kneeling beside Tommy now, checking his head, his eyes. He was dazed but conscious, a shallow cut on his temple. Then I heard a snap of a purse clasp. I turned, instinct blazing, and saw her hand dive in her bag. Her face twisted with hate, and she pulled out a knife, a small, sharp folding blade. You think you're a hero, she snarled, dragging herself up. I'm going to make you just like him. She lunged, clumsy but furious, the blade glinting. I surged up, grabbed a tray, and swung it like a shield. The knife clanged off the plastic, sparks flying. Her scream tore through the restaurant. You brought a knife to a chicken joint? I barked. You're insane. She came again, stumbling through a puddle of root beer and ketchup. I stepped in, grabbed her wrist, twisted hard. The knife dropped, and I shoved her back into the fryer station. She hit the counter edge, a basket of hot fries overturning, oil splashing. She shrieked, her white suit soaked, stained, ruined. She collapsed for good, and I stood there, shaking, weaponless but dangerous. Applause broke out, not loud but real. It started with a middle-aged man in a worn Army veteran cap, tears in his eyes. You did what we all wish we could, he said. Others joined in, a woman whispering to her daughter, that boy didn't deserve what she did. Phones were out, footage of VYN's insults, the kick, the knife, all captured. She tried to get up, blood streaming down her face, spitting, they'll arrest you. You assaulted a woman on camera. I cut her off. You attacked my disabled brother in front of 40 witnesses and pulled a knife. You don't get to cry VY Tim now. She hissed, reaching for her purse again. I kicked it across the floor. No more weapons. VYN. The manager, red-faced and sweaty, waved to an employee. Lock the doors. Police are coming. Someone shouted, upload the footage now. VYN slumped, her voice cracking. This wasn't supposed to happen. I'm on the HOA board. I own half this plaza. I snapped. And my brother's worth more than your whole empire. Then the back door slammed open. Not cops, but a man in his late 40s, gray jacket, black slacks, a federal badge clipped to his belt. Department of Justice. He didn't shout, just stepped in, eyes scanning. He saw Tommy, supported by a stranger's jacket, and VYN, bloodied and broken. Who started this? He asked, calm but sharp. 3 people stepped forward, phones unlocked, VY Deo's playing. He watched in silence VYN's insults, the kick, the Coke can, the knife. His jaw clenched at that last one. You're the brother? He asked me. Yeah, I said, voice rough. The guy she tried to stab. He nodded. This man is not to be detained, he told the room. VYN stirred, shrieking. He hit me with a can. That's assault. The agent cut in cold. That's called defense, ma'am. What you did is aggravated assault on a disabled person, federal, plus pulling a knife. Congratulations, you've got felony charges. The room gasped. VYN shrieked. I own people like you. The agent leaned down. I'm a man they call when the people you think you own fight back. He turned to me, extended his hand. Good reaction time. Clean strike. Smart restraint. If it were me, I wouldn't have. I shook his hand, muttering, "Thanks. I wasn't trying to be a hero." "You weren't," he said. "You were a brother." Vi and kept talking, spitting blood, claiming lawyers and city council friends. The agent didn't blink. "The only thing twisting here is your story." She pointed at me, trembling. "He's dangerous." He came at me. The agent stepped closer. I watched every angle. What I see is a man who showed more restraint than I would have. Vi froze, realizing no one was coming to save her. A teenage girl muttered, "You mess with the wrong family." A man added, "You drew a knife over fries and ego." "You don't understand," Vi whispered. "People like him make the neighborhood dirty." I stepped forward, voice firm. "My brother is this neighborhood. His kindness, his courage, that's what builds a community, not your HOA citations. You hid behind rules to hurt people too gentle to fight back. And when someone did, you folded." She had no response, just air, just failure. The agent looked at her. "Police are coming. You'll be charged, treated exactly how you treated others." Squad cars pulled up. The agent nodded to me. "Walk your brother out. Let her rot." A week later, we walked back into that KFC. Tommy's bruises had faded, his cut nearly healed. His shoulders weren't hunched anymore. I carried the tray this time. People stared, some whispering, but we didn't care. We were here to reclaim our ritual. The manager, gray-haired and kind, walked over, hand extended. "I saw everything," he said. "You handled it with more strength than most." He pulled out a small plaque, matte black, engraved in gold. "The Brothers Table, for those who protect what matters." He pointed to our booth. "It's yours. Meals on us forever." We sat, same fries, same two-piece combo, but Tommy wanted water, said he was cutting sugar. I laughed. Good luck with that. We ate in peace, no tension, no dread. Halfway through, a teenage girl with big glasses paused by our booth. "Are you the ones from the VY Deo?" Tommy nodded. "Yeah," I said. She showed us her phone wallpaper VY in mid-fall, root beer flying like a comet. "Justice," she whispered and walked away. VY and was charged with 3 counts of felony assault, 1 count of attempted battery with a deadly weapon, and a federal charge for targeting a disabled person. The HOA tried to distance itself, but a petition with 800 signatures in 2 days got her removed, and the board was dissolved. A new, inclusive one was voted in. People talked about the VY Deo for weeks, but I didn't need the world to remember. I needed Tommy to remember this day, a day he stood, and I stood with him. This wasn't about revenge. It was about dignity, about love turning into action. Tommy didn't need a hero. All he wanted was to eat in peace, to exist without being kicked for trying his best. I stood up because I couldn't let cruelty win. Kindness isn't weakness. Defending the vulnerable is never wrong. VY hid behind rules and fake smiles, but the quiet ones were watching. And when they rise with fire. What would you have done? Would you have swung that can or held back? Is VY Olens ever justified to protect someone you love? Or did I cross a line? Drop your story below. Have you ever had to stand up for someone when the world turned cruel? Type, "He stood," if you felt Tommy's courage. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us. Where's the line between justice and revenge?